Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is me. I am bringing you your Inspirational Vitamin. And today I will be reading out of Mark chapter 4. Let's just jump right in. Okay, read 35 through 41. It says, "On that day, when evening had come, he told them, 'Let's cross over to the other side of the sea.' So they left the crowd and took him along since he was in the boat, and other boats were with him. A great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking over the boat so that the boat was already being swamped. He was in the stern, sleeping on the cushion. So they woke him up and said to him, 'Teacher, don't you care that we're going to die?' He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, 'Silence, be still.' The wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Then he said to them, 'Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?' And they were terrified and asked one another, 'Who then is this? Even the wind and the sea obey him.'" I just wanted to talk briefly about this idea of choosing faith over fear. And I am not a naturally faithful person. When things are hard, I turn inward and I get fearful and insecure, and I always try to take care of everything on my own. So when I read this story, I like to imagine myself as the person who would be asleep also with Jesus, and I would pick my head up at the storm and I would be like, "Jesus has this," and I would go back to sleep. However, I know that instead I would most likely be crying and grabbing a bucket and trying to throw water back into the sea. So I read it and it amazes me that Jesus always says, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" And my response would be, of course, I'm afraid. But I know that when I respond like that, I often miss the point of Jesus asking that question. Because Jesus is on that boat, his disciples had no room to fear anything. And it's true in my life. Jesus is always around. He walks with me hand in hand into every situation that I deal with. He is there every time I have a conflict with somebody and I fear a relationship breaking. And he's there every time I feel a heavy sadness or grief. And he's there every time I experience rejection or I experience hurt of any kind. And so when I try to do it my way, I leave him out of the equation. And when I leave him out of the equation, I hear Jesus saying to me, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" And the truth is that I often lose my faith first in hard situations. So the point of all of this is to say fear and faith both sometimes feel like feelings. Like it's, especially fear, it can feel like something I have no control over, in my own life at least. So when I give in to fear, it's almost like I'm saying that my fear is more powerful than God's sovereignty in my life. And when I think about it like that, it makes complete sense why Jesus was shocked at his disciples' inability to have faith. But more often than not, faith and fear are both choices. So when I get lost in the feeling of fear, I need to choose to be faithful. I don't want to choose to lose myself in my fear. And I want to be able to pick my head up, look around, and say, "Jesus has this," and lay back down again. And I hope that when you read this story, you can feel that same way too, that it can make more sense to choose faith instead of fear in your own life. Thanks.